Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to our Behind Her Brand Monday Morning Brew. This morning, I was drinking my cup of coffee out of my Hope mug, and I love this, love this mug, um, because I am all about hope. I'm all about positivity and trying to always see the bigger picture of things. But I have to tell you before I jump in, I am coming off of another beautiful weekend. Last weekend was my birthday. This past weekend was my wedding anniversary, and whenever and every year you have your anniversary, it's always fun to reminisce and think back to all of the things that you and your partner have been through in the last few years, right? It's a good time to say, we've gone through this, we have jumped over that, we have enjoyed this, we have celebrated this, that, and the other. It's such a good time of reflection. And of course, y'all know me. As I was thinking about everything, it made me think about today and why I wanted to title this one Stay in Position. And what made me think about this is when I think about everything my husband and I have been building and growing and going through and all the different things, one of the things that we always said we were going to do is stay true to ourselves. We were always going to make sure that we never ever jumped into someone else's business. We were never going to take in so many different pieces of opinions that had changed our own opinion. Is that we always stayed in what we knew was good and right for us. And so when I think about all of us as women and we're building our careers and building our businesses, I often think about the conversations that I have where women are feeling frustrated. They're feeling like, man, I'm doing everything. Y'all heard me say this before. People are feeling frustrated and tired because they're doing everything that they feel like they're supposed to be doing, but they're not growing. They're not doing this. They're not doing that. And so what tends to happen is they start adding, not just adding like more work to themselves, but they start adding new opinions to their thought process. They start going to all these different workshops thinking that they're deficient in a certain area. They start jumping in and out of their own space. And one of the things I want to encourage you today, as you kick off this week and you approach this week, is look at what you need to eliminate if you have added so much to your plate that it has made things feel a little bit chaotic, a little bit more like, okay, I thought I didn't know what I'm doing, but now I feel overwhelmed. Now I feel stressed. Oftentimes, that's a good sign of we're doing too much. It's a good sign of saying we're added too much. Maybe you need to be still and not talk to so many people and just be still with your own thoughts. When I mentioned staying in position, one of the things that comes to mind the most when I thought about this was you started what you started for a reason. Whether you felt led by God, whether you were inspired by something you saw, whatever it was, you felt led to start your career, start your business, start that ministry, start that nonprofit, whatever it is that you started. And often in starting, it's exciting, it's fun, it's exhilarating, all the ideas are flowing. But then when you start building the process out, building all the different components to what it is that you desire to do, joy can be lessened sometimes because it's hardship. There's obstacles, there's ups and downs. But here's the thing, when you stay in position and you remember why you started what you started, why you're on this journey, why you remember the day that you decided to do it and it made you feel good, it made you feel excited. When you stay in that position, you find that you'll start making clearer decisions. You'll start refocusing your position. You'll start really examining, okay, who am I talking to and who am I listening to? What is it that I'm reading? What is it that I'm doing? You start to kind of re-examine everything. When you kind of go back to your core reason of this is why I wanted to start doing this. And then you start focusing on, now that I remember my why, now that I remember why I'm doing this, and you're in position, remember, now you got to start looking at who am I engaging with? What am I taking in, right? And how is it affecting me and my growth? I'm a big believer, and I've been in business, y'all, nearly 20 years now. And I can tell you, anytime that I jumped out of position, I jumped in different lanes that were not my own. Anytime I tried to do all the different things that were cropping up to do. Anytime I did that and got out of my position of being focused, out of my position of knowing what it is I'm really called to do, out of my position of really staying in the right environments that will help me to grow. Anytime I got out of position was when stress started coming up, frustration started coming up, where I started to feel out of alignment. And then all those things birth me questioning my decisions, me questioning the direction I'm going in, me questioning even if this was right for me. It creates a domino effect. So if you find like, okay, well, Kim, I'm in that position right now where it feels like there's so much going on and I'm not really sure if this is right, wrong, this, that, and the other, it's a great time to say, let me just take a pause. Let me just take a minute. Let me just go back here and then start asking yourself, what is it that I really want to do? What is it that I'm really putting in position? What is it that I'm really trying to pursue and birth? And when you look at those different areas, then ask yourself, what am I really doing that's effectively moving me forward? Am I doing anything that's taking me outside of something that really and truly isn't supporting this over here? Am I having conversations with people that are not really giving me the kind of advice or even thought process to help me do this over here? Am I attending events and setting up booths and doing this, that, and the other, and whatever it might be, just to keep busy? Or am I really doing the things that are really building what it is that I know that I'm called to do forward? When you really start examining that, because so often we can be very, very busy and we can mistake that for productivity. Oftentimes we can feel like when we listen to all these different opinions and look at all these different things, we can second guess ourselves, our skills, if we're doing the right thing, all these different things. Those things can take you out of position if you're not very clear on what it is you're really trying to build. If you say, well, Kim, for example, I have a podcast and I just simply want to get more views. Okay, so what are you doing to actually do that? If you are working in corporate America and you're like, well, I really want to grow into this position. Okay, so what are you doing for that to happen? Who are you talking to? Who are you listening to? What are you reading? What kind of things are you putting in place so you can get to that particular step? When you look at everything that you're doing today, ask yourself, challenge yourself, is what I'm doing today really and truly moving me forward? Okay. It's going to be a short and sweet one today because I have conversations with women all the time. You all know that. I have a lot of conversations with many women. And I can tell you, anytime someone is frustrated, stressed, or feeling up, they've got out of their position. So I want to encourage you, realign. Get back to the place of what you really love to do. Get back to the place of, you know what? I really and truly know that this is why I started this. I'm realizing I've added things that shouldn't be added. I'm talking over here to people that really don't understand what it is I'm doing. So I need to really find the right mentorship, the right books to read, the right podcasts to listen to, the right environments to grow in so that I can really and truly be where I know I can grow best so that I can move forward in ways that are really and truly going to accomplish the things that I set out to do. So I'm going to leave you with a question that I would love for you all to answer. Whenever you felt like you've gotten out of alignment, or if you are out of position, or you feel like, man, I'm doing too many different things, what did you do to course correct, if you will, to get back in alignment, to get back on track? What did you do exactly? Would love to hear your methods, the things that you did, because they can encourage someone else. And then I'm gonna end with this. If you have never explored Behind Her Brand, and all the incredible things that we're striving to do for you, our magazine, our podcast, our community, I want to invite you to learn more about us. We're on Instagram, obviously we're on Facebook, we're on Pinterest, and our website is www.behindherbrand.net. And every morning we hop on here just for a few minutes. We never try to take up too much of your time, but there's always great comments, always great feedback, always great insights from so many women on here every single Monday. So I want to encourage you to always mark your calendars. 9:30 in the morning, we're on here doing a Monday morning brew, hopefully giving you just a little bit of something to think about throughout your week. And more importantly, even throughout how you're building and growing and showing up in the world. So anyways, thank you. You guys have an amazing, amazing week. And until next Monday, I will talk to you soon.